Hello and welcome to another episode of What SHU Doing. I am your host, Aaron Burrell, alongside my co-host, Paul Guarino.
How's it going, guys? We got Dario on here.
We have a very special guest, Dario Melendez, class of 2008. Dario, how are you doing?
God, that seems so long ago. I don't want to say that out loud again. What is that, 15 years? If I can do math, 14? I don't know. It's something. It's a long time. But I'm doing great. It's great to be back on campus. I don't even recognize this place. It's nuts. It's seriously absolutely nuts. Like when I graduated in 2008, we were all across the street, and we didn't buy the Jewish home yet for the elderly people. Yeah. I don't really know what to call them anymore. It's 2024. You don't want to get in trouble anymore. And now, like, yeah, West Campus, you've built up where the old Jewish home used to be. You now have this campus. They've taken over Notre Dame High School.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
I just saw it's crazy. Name, Notre Dame Prep of Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool to see. It really is.
Yeah. And I know you come back, like, I feel like you're here every year. So, but every year there's a new building now.
It's always changing. And now they're redoing the basketball arena. So you're the basketball team is actually going to have an arena. It's going to be awesome, and there's going to be we're about to be lit. I love it. There's going to be a baseball field behind us soon because we joined the MAC.
Wait, really?
From what I heard.
I didn't even know that.
From what I heard.
Breaking news, Dario.
Breaking news. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that.
Might have to bleep it out like
Allegedly, there's supposed to be a baseball field over here somewhere. And then I want to see what happens with the football team. Obviously, I played football here for 4 years, so we're independent right now. And I know they're working hard because the MAC doesn't have football programs. I know they're working hard to try to get us into a conference, so that'll be cool.
No, I didn't even know that. I just thought that.
Yeah, the MAC doesn't have a football. So right now, us and Merrimack are independent. And in November, us and Merrimack are playing for a championship, like an independent championship.
Okay.
I forgot what they called it. The Colonial Bowl Championship, something like that. But yeah, I know they're working hard to get us into a conference.
So you talked about playing football here. I want to take you back a little bit further. Why Sacred Heart, and how did you end up here?
It was the only Division I school that would let me play quarterback, and I was so good they made me a wide receiver. So it shows you how good I was. No, I had three Division I-A scholarship offers: FAU in Florida, USF, UCF. They were all horrendous when I was there. And my sophomore year here, USF was ranked number 2 in the country.
I remember. So I'm from Tampa. I remember this.
I still made the right decision coming to Sacred Heart. I want that on record. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a great 4 years. Like, we had a solid team. I always say we laid the foundation for all the success that SHU football has had in the last decade. But it was fun, man. I mean, you're playing Division I football. We were playing against guys like Miles Austin, who had a huge career with the Cowboys for a number of years. Getting to go up to Albany and play them. Stony Brook was always fun to play. So it was a really, really good time.
No, that's awesome. It's funny because, like I said, I know you're from Florida as well. When I came up here visiting from Florida, I recently told you this, but there was a picture of you in the admissions building.
Yeah,
and it said Dario Melendez, ESPN. It had your headshot and everything. And I had to fight and convince my parents. I was like, listen, I want to do broadcast. Broadcast is the thing I want to do. And then I walked in and I was like, look, people have gone on.
It's surreal, like, when people say that. Because no one really had done what I do before I did it. We just didn't have the facilities. Like, we always had great professors. I always say that. Like, anytime I come here, I'll always hammer home the point. Like, yes, our original studio was a church that we moved tables out of, and that's like how I learned to be on TV. We didn't have teleprompters. We didn't have cameras. We didn't have anything. But we had great professors that had the knowledge of how to do things. They just didn't have the resources. So they instill in you, like, what you want to do. They saw what I wanted to do. They introduced me to people that kind of did that. And then, like any first job, you learn more in your first job than you would learn anywhere. So, I mean, they just helped me get my foot in the door. They gave me a good foundation, and then it turned into ESPN and inspired you. So what you're saying is I'm your inspiration.
Yes.
Because of me, you wouldn't be where you are.
I actually have a Dario Melendez bobblehead.
I was going to say.
So, I mean, your face got Aaron to SHU. That's crazy.
And I think, exactly. You're welcome.
Yes, I know.
Think about that at night. this bad boy. And if I remember correctly, you started, like, the first club here, the first, like, sports media club.
I think vaguely remember.
Yeah,
but yeah, I guess so.
before we even had a
Oh yeah,
graduate.
yeah. Now I remember. Yep.
And I was like your first guest.
I forgot about that.
Wait, hold on. You're breaking a lot of news.
I still have the picture.
It was a past life. Yeah.
I mean, before there was like the SCM program, there was this little club, like a sports media club that Paul and 2 other people put together, and I was the first guest speaker.
That is crazy. I have known you for 14 years. Never once brought this up.
I totally forgot about that because it was so random. Because I remember. So this is how random it was.
He thinks about that. Every night. Every night.
It was so random that Chris Lombardi, who was another football, he was a business major as well, and he wasn't even in like sports. He was just accounting. So that's why it was like funny that I don't know, me, him, and somebody else did it, and so I totally forgot about that. But yeah, Dario's just breaking news here. So we're gonna go. Are we gonna go 3 for 3? We're at 2 now.
I'm gonna start airing out everybody's dirty laundry. So this one time at band camp.
Oh yeah, now I remember too because it was when Moses had that play.
Yes. So we had him on SportsCenter.
Yes.
So it was. So that must have been 2014.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So do you know what this play?
No, I remember. I was at the game. I was.
Oh yeah, it was
That's
crazy.
That's what put SHU on the map.
Yeah, 100%.
Not Dario.
It's crazy taking shots at our guests.
Well, see you guys. No, that was a crazy play. Like he has a great catch over the middle, gets stripped from behind, like a huge turnover. Yeah. Probably gonna score a touchdown. You don't ever want to see that happen. He gets up, then strips the guy who stripped him, picked it up and scored a touchdown. So I remember it was like a Monday Sports Center, and I'm anchoring to 3:00, and I tell our producers in our morning meeting like, hey, this is going viral. I mean, I know the coach, the player. It was Sunday. It was a Sunday. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, I can get them on the phone. I'm like, well, no, get them to the studio. I'm like, done. Yeah. Like, we'll get them in the studio. So, yeah, we had Moses and we had Coach Nofri in Bristol. That was fun.
No, that was really cool. I remember everyone was going wild.
Yeah. I remember watching it in the cafeteria. They had the TVs.
Oh, really?
Literally, it was a big deal.
Yeah. What can I say?
We're going to name this building after you after this interview.
Bro, that's my only goal in life. I tell that to Miller every time. Like, you need to name, like, a wing after me. I don't care if it's the toilets.
How about, well, we just told you downstairs we were with Professor Paps, and we were like, give him an honorary degree. So maybe we'll just make it like the Dario degree.
Bro, that's the other thing. I just want like a doctorate. I want my wife to call me doctor. That's like all I want. My wife is so talented. She's at ESPN. She's the breadwinner. She's great. But I want to be the doctor in the family.
I don't know. Does she even have doctorates?
Well, if you're the guest speaker, you get like the XYZ doctorate.
You know what, Dario? You're on your like 3 years in a row. You probably like once you come 10 years in a row. The doctorate comes.
Get a doctorate, get a wing named after me. There's a vending machine. I want it all.
The vending machine is the big one.
50% off the water bottles.
Oh, so Dario, let's take it to your career from Sacred Heart. So you graduated Sacred Heart. Where do you end up next?
So I went Sacred Heart to Fort Myers on Wink TV. It's a CBS affiliate. I always tell people this is before you could just upload your resume reel to YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm burning 100 DVDs a day pretty much and sending out to all the stations in all the markets across the country, even if they didn't have an opening. I think I sent like 200 out. I got 3 callbacks. 2 were like, great, no thank you.
Wow.
You stink. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's great for my confidence. Wink TV got back to me like, hey, we don't have an on-air because I wanted to be on air. We don't have an on-air position, but we're coming up on spring training. Fort Myers, for Grapefruit League, has 3 teams. You had Rays, Twins, and Red Sox. And like, hey, we need a part-time producer to help out for this time of year. I'm like, cool, I'll take it. I got to get my foot in the door. Mm-hmm. Signed my contract for $10,000 for the year. And yeah, man, those 7-Eleven subs, they hit hard when you're making no money. But then after a year, it was supposed to be like a 6-month job. They liked what I was doing. They made me an anchor after a year, and after that, it was just such a fast ascension because I go from market 64 to a top 40 in Milwaukee to ESPN. I was the youngest Sports Center anchor ever.
Wow, what was that like?
It was cool, man. Like, it was hard. So ESPN used to have a show, Highlight Express. Do you guys remember it? So it would air only at night, and pretty much it was the training wheels for Sports Center. Mm-hmm. So the new people, you'd start on ESPN, it'd air at like midnight, go to like 2 in the morning, and then or the last West Coast game. about like 5 months into my tenure at ESPN, they canceled Highlight Express. So we don't have like a training wheels show anymore, like how to become a SportsCenter anchor. So now you're trying to learn how to do SportsCenter on SportsCenter, which is very hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have 3 years of on-air experience, so it was tough. I mean, the best thing about being in Bristol is that they have coaches. Like they have presence coaches, writings coaches, wardrobe consultants, question asking classes. It was really cool. I wish I could get a second crack at it at this point in my career. And then look, there might be. You never know.
Yeah,
wink, wink.
Speaking into his existence.
Yeah, right. No, I'm good where I'm at. But yeah, ESPN was great. Then you go to New York City. Then I go to Fox Sports / Bally Sports Wisconsin for Brewers Bucks, which was great. I mean, Bucks won a championship. Brewers have been relevant for the past 6 years, which is awesome. And then now I'm at the ABC in Milwaukee, back where I kind of really started as a sports director. So it's been a fun ride.
That's an amazing journey.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. What has it been like moving so much?
It's part of the business, man.
Yeah.
I always tell people, when you graduate, you're not getting a job in New York City, right?
Right.
You're not getting a job in Boston. You're not getting a job in Chicago. You're getting a job in Corpus Christi, Texas, or Macon, Georgia, or Fargo, South Dakota. But so is everybody else. So it's almost like post-grad. Like the most fun I ever had in this business was in Fort Myers because everybody's your age. Everybody's in the same position. Everybody's making the same money, and you all have the same interests. You just want to work and go out and have fun. So you get off the 10 o'clock news, you go downtown to the local bar, and you have a good night, and you rinse, wash, repeat. The travel, the moving around, it kind of comes with the territory. But now I'm at a point where I've done the #1 market in the country. I've done the #1 national TV show in the country. I'm good where I'm at. Like I love Milwaukee. Milwaukee's been great to me and my family. Married now, got 3 kids, so I'm good.
Yeah. No, for sure. I gotta ask you. Well, actually, I'll save it for later.
No,
you can't do that.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's more of a fun question, but like, so isn't like the cheeseheads like? Is the cheese really good up there?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I think cheese is cheese, bro. Like I get why like we have a lot of cows in Wisconsin. I get the whole dairy thing. I haven't noticed cheese being any better in Wisconsin than elsewhere.
Well, you know the pizza is the best in Connecticut, though, right?
In New Haven, apparently, yeah.
Good. Okay. We're good.
Yeah, the pizza capital. Yeah, we get it. Oh, sweet. Okay. Portnoy says this. Don't come at me, Portnoy. No, I actually right after this, I'm gonna go over to Pepe's because Portnoy said Pepe's and Sally's.
No, you gotta go to Sally's.
Sally's.
No, Paul says Sally's. So like,
who the hell's Paul?
He went very corporate on you.
Yeah, no, I heard, and there's a Sally's in town now, right? In Fairfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's on the opposite side.
Yeah, they branch out. Both of them branch out.
Do they? Yeah, no, I love some of these. Have you guys ever been to Wisconsin?
I have. I was in Milwaukee in January of 23. It was freezing.
So you're talking. Oh yeah, it's always cold.
Our cameras actually froze. We were shooting outside. no joke. I was like, wow.
The frozen tundra.
Yeah.
Cheese curds. If you ever go back, cheese curds are the thing. Not the deep fried ones. The normal cheese curds are a little cheesy, a little too cheesy. But cheese curds are awesome.
Yeah.
So yes, cheese is good in Wisconsin. Thank you for the question.
I had to ask. The fans ask.
No, 100%. Like, I'm trying to think what Wisconsin. I guess we're known for cheese and beer. The beer is good. We have so many breweries. Oh my gosh, it's great. And what's another big thing? Oh, bratwurst, fish fry. Oh, fish fry. You ever done a fish fry on a Friday? Oh my gosh, yeah. So Wisconsin, it's a Midwest thing, but pretty big in Wisconsin. Fridays you have fish fry.
Huh.
Most of the breweries, most of the restaurants will have it. It is to die for. Which is why my clothes keep shrinking. Like the water in Wisconsin shrinks my clothes because everything's getting tight on me now. I don't know what's happening.
You're speaking his language. Seafood hates to see him coming. So.
Yeah.
This guy. If only Dario knew the joke.
Dario, so over the course of your career, you've covered a lot of great events. Do you have anyone that stands out to you in particular?
Yes. The Bucks won the championship in 2020. I'm working for the Bucks TV network, Bally Sports at the time. I get to go on the parade bus.
Wow.
So I'm on Chris Middleton, PJ Tucker's parade bus, and it is just awesome.
Yeah.
Like PJ Tucker is hammered. Hammered. Chris Middleton was cool. Like Chris Middleton's very reserved and he was a very quiet guy. PJ's going nuts. And he gave me one of his big champagne bottles that he was drinking, those gold ones. So I still have it at my house. He's like, "Oh man, take some." I'm like, yeah, this is my souvenir now. But yeah, that was really cool. Just the entire city, because Milwaukee hadn't had a championship in the city because we only have the Brewers and Bucks. I mean, they count the Packers, but the Packers don't have a parade.
Yeah.
But since the Bucks did it 50 years prior to that, so 71. And the Brewers have gone to one World Series in 82. And people love sports so much in that town that they actually threw a parade for the Brewers that lost in 82.
Wow.
So think about that.
Yeah,
like, it's nuts. But that was, like, for professionally, that was probably the coolest thing I've ever got to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just remember from that, it's probably stupid, but when Giannis went live and he was like at the Chick-fil-A and like...
Oh, the next day?
Yeah.
And he had the 50-piece nuggets?
Yeah. And everyone was just like, everyone like found him and then it was like swarmed.
Well, and then Chick-fil-A didn't do anything. They didn't capitalize on it.
They
I think they actually charged him. It's like, how dumb are you if you're Chick-fil-A that Giannis, a global superstar, just came up and got these nuggets? Like, you need to capitalize off of
that was
this.
bad.
They're like, sir, that'll be $200. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I could have given you a shout out that would have made you $2 billion, but do what you gotta do, bro.
I want to ask you about your role as a sports director now. How have you transitioned into being a sports director? How have you found, like, you know, obviously every job comes with its own learning curve. How has that been for you?
It's cool, man. Like, I've never been the boss. I don't even know if I'm still the boss, but pretty much we're a 3-person department. Myself, Stephanie Sutton, who's been there for 20-something plus years, and Jared Fialco, who just got there when I got there because there was a little bit of a turnover in our department. And it's been awesome. Like, the way I quote-unquote lead is it's a collaborative effort. Like, pretty much I'll set the schedule, and that's where my my boss role ends. I get to do the Monday through Friday stuff, but I'm only as good as those two are as well. So, I mean, Steph has so much knowledge. She's a face in the market. Jared is super talented, both on and behind the camera because he shoots a lot as well. So the biggest thing that I've, like, kind of, I guess, taken away from my first two and a half years as a sports director is just use teamwork, right? I mean, everybody in this market is a professional. This is a top 40 market. They've all been doing it 10, 15, 20 years. I don't need to delegate and, like, reprimand people. That's not my style anyway. Just trust that they're going to do their job, which they are, and we work as a collaborative effort. That's pretty much what how I kind of run my department. And it's worked because we're the #1 station on the market. We just got 7 Emmy nominations that we found yesterday. So, yeah.
No snaps, all right.
Come on, Paul.
How many
7 is not impressive to you?
I got 5.
Oh, you're 2 up on Thorne.
So I got 5. So I've won 3 Emmys. I got 5 nominations in this last one, including
all right, so you guys are even then.
best. All
right, I like the contest.
Anchor. Yeah, well, we all know I'm better than Thorne, man. Like, I like the guy, but come on, no. He's I'm gonna get in so much trouble for talking all this smack. No, Thorne's like one of the biggest reasons I got into this business. Like, he was great. I think I was one of his, like, first classes, and I remember we were doing one project where we had to recreate a scene from a movie, and I wanted to take the easy way out and just do, like, a drowning scene where it was, like, one little thing. We, like, put someone in a bathtub, they drowned, blah blah blah. He's like, "You're taking the easy way out, aren't you?" I'm like, "No, this is gonna be great. Where are you gonna find a bathtub?" Crap. So we went in someone's backyard and found an old refrigerator. We picked the refrigerator up, moved it to the studio, emptied it out, and we did, like, a little Twilight thing where someone did, like, a whole, you know, this is what's happening. And we panned over, and we took someone, we put him in this fake bathtub. They died because of hypothermia, and then we panned back. He's like, "Man, that was really creative. Like, I didn't trust you." I'm like, "Hey, you really probably shouldn't have trusted me," but because he kind of, like, pushed me and called me out on it, and made me think about a way to make this easy assignment difficult. Like, and that's what I loved about these teachers. Like, they had no problem kind of calling you out on your stuff, as long as you would step up to the challenge of doing it.
For sure. It's funny. I actually told him just before. He's the reason I do what I do because he let me create and be creative and saw where it took me.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. So
he's the reason why I never went on air.
What a jerk. That's great.
No, I never wanted to be. It was just, he made everyone in the class do it, and I was like god awful. And
It's like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, it was bad.
Back to you.
I couldn't read the prompter.
Look, left to right, up and down's hard. it gets the best of us. This is what is happening to... Don't!
Worse, have you ever had a prompter operator just like fall asleep on
Just
in the
stop?
morning?
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes it was me. Because I would be running my own prompter, and I forget to keep moving because I'm doing something with my hands. Like, oh, crap, I got to catch up. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why... I try to not even read the prompter anymore. Like, I know what I have in there.
Yeah.
I have an idea what's going to happen. My prompter operators hate me because I ad-lib so much.
Oh, really?
Like, I treat the prompter...
Wasn't that better, though?
Yeah, I think so. And it's got me an Emmy nomination.
That's
what can I say?
See,
And I won
we're
it
on the
last
same page.
year.
We're on the same page.
But directors hate it. Producers hate it because they don't know how to time up the script. I'm like, guys, I know how much time I have. We'll be fine. But yeah, no, I like to ad lib a lot just because it's more conversational.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. Obviously, come with a wealth of knowledge. Any advice that you would have to any future students who would like to follow your career path?
Never say no. I mean, that's my biggest thing. I mean, I didn't want to be a part-time sports producer in Fort Myers. That wasn't my goal, but that was the only job offered to me. And I looked at it as an opportunity to try to gain some knowledge. Like, I really didn't... When I came to Sacred Heart, we didn't have a studio. I had never read off a prompter. I never shot with a big camera. So this was an opportunity for me to kind of do all those things. And there are going to be opportunities that presented to you that don't seem like the right one that you want, but it could turn out to be the right one if you make it work. So I always say, just never say no. Because someone else is going to say yes, right?
Yeah.
We've all been in those shoes.
Yeah.
Like, someone said no to being your partner,
Yeah.
and then...
A
This is
couple
what you got
people.
stuck with.
Might have been vice versa, but
The way Dr. Miller is acting, I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, you ready for my
This is
fun
Paul's
segment? It's called Fun Shoe.
Fun Shoe?
Fun Shoe.
Fun Shoe. Oh, Fun Shoe. I get it.
You got it. Yeah, you got it. You like that? You like it or
I
not?
like-
You
We
be
were
honest.
workshopping the name of it all last season. So
And that's what you came up with? Fun Shoe?
very creative people around here.
No, I like it. No, I do like it. Straight from the heart.
All right. I guess like what's a sport that maybe you haven't covered that you wanted to cover?
That's a good one. That I would want to cover. I can't think of a sport that I'd want to cover that I haven't covered. I can think of a sporting event. Curling? Hell no. It's just sweeping. I do that at home.
gonna say Milwaukee.
I want to cover. Yeah, I want to cover the Olympics. That'd be cool. Curling. You know what curling is? No, not curling. Sorry, you literally just said.
you were trolling.
I meant that. Actually, I should have stuck with that. I should have stuck with that. You know what? It would be great curling. I meant hurling.
Okay.
You know what hurling is?
Yeah.
It's the Irish sport. That
Yeah.
thing looks nuts. I'd like to cover hurling just to kind of see the gore. Like it looks like a bunch of crazy people going at it. Or like bags, like that Bags Pro Cornhole Association.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
All right, putting you on the spot.
Have you ever heard of curling?
Who was your favorite professor?
I plead the fifth. It really is hard to pin down. I mean, it's probably between Miller and Thorne, just because I worked with them the most. But I will say, and I say this all the time, this is a story I always tell. The most I learned in one single day was from Golda. There was a science fair going on, and I guess which is the new Performance Arts Center, and he asked for a student to be a reporter for him because he wanted to like do interviews with all the science fair attendants or attendees. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So he gave me a mic and we just went around. He's like, you need to have an opening, you need to ask 2 questions and have a close. And I had never done this before, and man, that was hard. I had no idea what to do. It's like, so I'm at this stand with Meredith. Meredith, how are you today? What did you do? Good job, Meredith. Back to you. And I was like, oh, man. So he would give me a little coaching, and by the end, we put together maybe 1 or 2 respectable ones. But that was such a cool experience. So again, it's hard to pin it all down. So I'm going to say no one. I hated them all. They did nothing for me.
Yeah, it makes sense. What about, like, who's someone you would want to do, like say if you were back on SportsCenter, like, what's like an anchor that you didn't get to do a rep with and that you want to?
Van Pelt. So when I first got there, he took me out for coffee. Like, one of the nicest people I've ever met. Like, Scott Van Pelt was great. I mean, I got to host with, like, Jay Harris and Mike Hill when he was there, and Chris Hassel, Steve Levy. But yeah, Scott Van Pelt, he's the GOAT, in my opinion. Like, he's the best SportsCenter anchor there ever was.
Yeah.
So I'd love to work with him.
Well, he got his own show, so.
Yeah, no, and he moved out of Bristol. Yeah. He's in DC now. Yeah.
Our last one, selfishly, I think it was 2015 or 16. I think you were at a New York station. I forgot which one.
New York one.
Yeah, New York one. And then you tweeted me the picture of Didi Gregorius wearing my shirt.
Your shirt.
Yeah. Well, how did you just like were like, oh shoot?
So I didn't know anybody knew you. Like, I was like, who the hell is this guy? But yeah, no, we're in the Yankees locker room, and something just said maybe it must have been a post-game interview. I'm guessing it was a post-game interview. No, because it felt like
it was pregame.
Yeah, it was definitely pregame because we were out in the hallway. So something must have just happened. Either he got like recalled or he just got off.
I think he was in the dugout because you took the picture. He was in the dugout.
Something. Why would we have done a pre? Oh, it was opening day. That's what it was. It was opening day. Because we wouldn't usually do a pregame hit because we only had a show at like 12:30 at night. So pregame stuff wouldn't matter. It had to have been opening day.
Yeah.
So it's opening day, and Gregorius is there, and he's like the new Yankee shortstop because Jeter had been there forever. And we're like, oh, crap, this is cool. Like, we got to talk to Didi. And he's wearing your logo. Like, how the heck did this happen? Like, who did he bribe? Who did Paul bribe to get Didi Gregorius, the Yankee shortstop, to wear his shirt? So I sat with a picture. I'm like, hey, Paul, look at this. This is pretty cool. I don't know how you did this, but...
that shirt is Blood, Sweat, Success shirt. He wore it every single season.
Oh, he loved it.
So I don't know if it was like, maybe it was... I never got to... I'm still trying to get him on my personal podcast. But yeah, I don't know how... Because regardless, millionaire or not, like, who has a shirt for like 7 years and wears it?
Do you have one of his shirts?
A couple. He hasn't sent you one?
I never got one.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll
see. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Just saying.
That's messed up, Paul.
But that was cool. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, seeing a Yankees superstar wearing your logo was awesome. That was fun.
No, I appreciate it.
Been putting in work for a long time. But Dario, we want to thank you for your time. This has been awesome.
This is fun. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you, and hopefully we'll have you back soon. Maybe next year when they have the wing named after you, we can interview you after that ceremony.
You'll be like 40% there to your doctorate.
Yeah, doctorate, and maybe we can talk some curling.
Yeah. I have to do some research on that one.
Yeah, right.
Well, thank you for making it this far with us. This has been another episode of What SHU Doing. We'll see y'all next time.